Hi, I'm Kirsi. I'm a mother of 4 grown children, and I used to work in the school system as a elementary school teacher and a special ed teacher. And now I have certified myself as a parenting coach, and I also work as a life coach for an amazing company called Satori Prime. And I focus in my work in somatic processing. And that really means that as a client of mine, we together we focus on building a felt sense of safety. So it's a fact that over 90% of humanity actually lives their life from fight or flight response from the nervous system. And that means that we have not repaired some things that we're carrying from the childhood. And that's where I come in as a coach. And I love children. I love education. I love the growth, self development. I love parenting. I love parents. And so that's why I chose to become a certified parenting coach. As a certified parenting coach, I help parents to understand the importance of reparenting and how those issues that we have had since childhood actually affect the connection that we have with our children. So when you call me and request to have a one-on-one session with me, the first session is free and it's about 45 minutes. And what happens after that? So during that session, we're kind of feeling each other, and I listen to your problem that you may be having at the time, or what is the reason why you're reaching out to me. And then if we become client and a coach into that relationship, what happens next is we start assessing in the deeper levels what the roots of those seen problems are. We do a lot of mindset awareness and present moment practices, and this is where the somatic processing comes in. This is not therapy in a traditional way of thinking of therapy. It actually is not even reliving something. It is more so feeling into your emotions, getting better at feeling, understanding your emotions, understanding stories that you have developed around your whole system. I call this the system, your mind, your body, your soul, to protect yourself from emotional pain that you have felt as a child. And those are young parts that have developed those stories. And it could be just as simple as my mom constantly was busy and she could not tend to me when I kept asking, but otherwise everything was perfect. But that experience made you feel rejected. And so you created a story around yourself, your life, your system, that you are not valuable. And that story is actually highlighting your life. It's actually manifesting relationships. It affects the connection that you have with your children. It affects the way you see your child. And we could call, that the child could be triggering to those memories and to that specific place in you where you feel rejected. Child's behavior can be highlighting. I like to call it highlighting and not triggering. So it highlights that essence in you. So in this way, we get to go a little bit deeper into the felt sense of who you really are. What is on the way of you feeling who you really are? Those stories. So during these sessions, and these can be not just for parents, but young adults, women, men. You start gaining tools to repair your inner world, and you start having connection with yourself and connection with others and connection with society. And why is this so important in parenting? It's because our children are always in the present moment till they start learning that creating those stories. And you can see this happening as soon as 5-year-olds. And it's really heartbreaking, because actually they are starting to get disconnected to themselves. And so this work is beautifully important. And why it is so amazing and exciting to me is that it's sustainable. And it causes your repair inside of yourself, causes ripple effects into all of your relationships. Into the relationships with your parents, into relationships with your spouse, into relationships with your children, work relations. And why is that? It's because the buffers that have been created there around your system, and I would explain this all to you so that you will really understand and start getting it. They're removed. So what is left is you feeling safer in your relationships and you being able to mirror that to others so they actually feel safer with you. So why would you trust me, what I'm saying? So I have 4 grown children myself, and we had a really hard time when my children were growing up. And it's because I didn't have these tools. I didn't have this knowledge. I didn't have this understanding. And I raised my children in 2 different countries, 2 different continents, and they're biracial. So they had, because of those issues, they had a lot of neurodiverse behavior. And I did not know how to meet their needs. And so I have a huge passion to teach adults, and I also teach children. So teach adults to understand what are the signs, what kind of tools you can use, how you can communicate just by changing a few words here and there can make a world of a difference. I have step-by-step guided tools for you to start trying with your children. So I have seen a huge change in my children, even though they were already young adults, when I started doing this work in myself, how our disconnected relationships just started getting connected. It was like magic. Same thing happened with my mom, whom with I had a very difficult relationship all through my childhood. Well, not really childhood, but my adulthood, my young adulthood into up until the last couple of years. And the connection that you get to experience, the safety, the expanded relationship that you get to experience when you go through this repair process, it's amazing. And that's why I love this work. So I'm currently accepting clients, and you could choose just one-on-one client relationship, or you could choose a group relationship. So I have my prices posted on my website, www.presentinparenting.com. And the way the group sessions work, you have a 1 group session bi-weekly, and then you have one-on-one session bi-weekly. And the recommendation is to choose a package that is at least 12 weeks preferably for 6 months. And it can be longer, but within 6 months, I mean, you can see changes already after first call. But as you can understand, this is an inner work. It's a repair of your inner child, your perception of yourself. So it takes a little bit of time. But when those changes come, they're lasting changes. So that is my promise to you. And so you can just contact me through my website, and there's a Calendly link. And I can't wait to meet you. First call, like I said, your first connection with me is free. So there's nothing to lose, and you will learn during that first call. Hope to see you there.